thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. Actually, so this is for immigrants built this country, literally. Actually, immigrants built this country, literally. Actually,
Trigger warning. So what did the Native Americans do, man? What does the term native means, man? It's like, you want to talk about old world or new world? We gotta differentiate what we're talking about. And before you say drop, you dropping too fast. Don't go so deep, man. This is very deep. This is the time of awakening for everybody. Trigger warning. Immigrants, love y'all. Love everybody. Love all people with positive frequency. How about that? So trigger warning, don't be triggered if you immigrated into this country. But do not forget about the Native American, right? Do not forget about the Naga. Do not forget about the copper color races found here in 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary. Because these jabronis put out their personal definition of what an American is. And you know what it said? Natives, aboriginals, originals, copper color races found here, and that's in the Noah Webster Dictionary. Shaboozey, man, and shout out to my Nigerian cons, because we know through the history we're all the same tribes, same families, you know what I'm saying? But of course, you got other Hamitic tribes, you know what I'm saying? You got Shemitic tribes. You got Shem, you got Ham. But don't forget about the Nagas already here and have already been here and already been building up right here for eons, man, not hundreds, but thousands of years. To say that immigrants built this country. What do you think this looked like before these hijacks came over here and gave you a system to immigrate into? We're talking about palaces. We're talking about gold. They can't even find no gold in Fort Knox. They can't even find no gold in Fort Knox. Where's the gold? You rather live in a construct without your things, without your stuff? Go right ahead. I want my gold back. I want my land back. I want the country I built, right? We built. Look in the paintings of Montezuma and see the palaces behind them. They weren't tripping on no Wi-Fi's. They had the ether. They had the ether, man. We had the Tesla coils, man, and the free energy. Like, you really want to compare old world and what you call new? Let me ask you a question. Does new mean better? If you have a new car, is that better than the old school? Nah, man, these new cars come with these tracking devices, these computers, they turn on and off, all this extra stuff. I'd rather deal with a car that ain't being tracked and monitored and ain't tracking me, right? Is new better than old? Is the New Testament better than the so-called Old Testament? And who's calling it old and who's calling it new? Where the Old Testament have the books of Moses in them, giving you the so-called 10 Commandments, saying don't kill, don't steal, and you want to ignore that and say, but we should just all love each other. We're just all one under the blood. Stop it, man. What about your tribe? Ain't no religion teaching you about your tribe? Even in the book of Revelations, the 12 tribes are going through 12 gates. It's still tribal in the book of Revelations, but you don't care about your tribe? These people got you hijacked, confused, and brainwashed. You see how everybody started applauding? Yeah, immigrants built this country. Because everybody's getting in where they fit in, man. I'm just saying, man. Everybody came here with this promise of this new hope and new opportunity. But what about the opportunity of the native? Oh, as long as you work for it, it's like a... I don't think Shaboozey mean nothing, right? Of course we know that, but in the back of the subconscious, yada yada, it's a slap in the face to act like we just some lazy niggas here not building nothing. Lazy niggas here that can't pick themselves up by their own bootstraps, you know, da-da-da-da. No, we the Nagas that they keep stealing from over and over and over again. Stealing our language, stealing our music, stealing our style, stealing our gold. stealing our culture, stealing our heritage. Columbus came over here with a Hebrew interpreter named Louis Torres, who was a convert, a Jewish convert, speaking Hebrew to the cons already here. You're talking about an ancient Hebrew land, promised land when you talk America. What do you mean immigrants built America? This is the promised land. You saying immigrants built the promised land? Or did the copper color races found here built the promised land, man? Trigger warning, man. Wherever you're immigrating from, love to you. Wherever you are, love to you. But that's like me coming over to your land saying I built it. Not acknowledging you that you've been over here, over there for as long as you've been there. That's like me not acknowledging I'm taking everything from you. Country music is Naga music. Rap, hip hop, everything Shaboozey doing is Naga stuff. That's not over there. They get that from over here. And the real ones will admit it, right? Anybody else immigrating into our lands, they're doing the same thing, stealing the way we walk, stealing the way we talk, stealing our flow, and then hating us at the same damn time. We tired of being hated on and ignored, and this immigration and even the, before that was like indentured servitude. We talk repopulation a lot. We talk about incubator babies and how these people were actually being created, literally World's Fairs, 1800s, to repopulate. After the mass genocide on the natives, they want to repopulate. But what also contributes to the repopulation is this idea of, indentured servitude, or come over and replace. Let's replace the population with some new people from another land. Now you come over here from a new land or a different land, acting like you knew, not respecting the code of the turf, not respecting the Naga of Nagaville, saying that you built it. These white people didn't build nothing in America. We was already here, and these palaces were already here. These castles all throughout Europe were already there. All this is Nagaville. To act like you came and built something, show me your receipts. Show me your African receipts from Africa of what you built in America to replace us, these melanated cons, these Indians of India Superior, because remember, you're immigrating to India Superior, and show us that this ain't already India Superior before you say, we built it literally. We built it actually, with tears in your eyes. Shaboozey. Everybody's applauding because they want this to be a melting pot, a new land, a new country that they feel like they had something to do with. The Chinese built the railroads. We did this. We did that. Naga, the railroads, you find the railroads underneath the Naga cities that were flooded by the Tennessee Valley Authority, the TVA. Look it up. They flooded all the Naga nigga lands. They flooded all the black towns. Look up all the black towns underwater. Trigger warning. They already got the railroads. Look up who's the real Chinese, the Kana. Are these melanated cons? Who's the Japanese? We're talking Zapangu, Kapangu, right here near Florida. This is China. This is Japan. And this is India, man. Shout out to Chef Candy. She said, growing up in Trinidad, they used to get like advertisements on TV saying, yeah, go move to like the mainland, move to America and get all this a new hope, a new opportunity, and the land of this. Like, they really telling you that this is the promised land if you have eyes to see clearly. But we don't know that they running advertisements in other lands for them to come over here and replace us here. So now, instead of being middle class, now they could push us into being just savages, right? The Indians are just savages, right? Now we can be the tail and not the head, Deuteronomy 28, right? We supposed to be the head, not the tail. If we keep our code and put the Most High over everything, MHOE, if we put the Most High over everything, we the head. When we stop observing our laws, we the tail. They come and benefit off of all that, crunching us down further to make us the tail, repopulate with incubator babies, indentured servitude and all that, and then this immigration thing, and then hook everybody up with land and resources to come immigrate here to repopulate and replace the native. Now they got a new native. A native means produced by nature, Nature means produced by the creator. We're talking about the people of the creator that you want to call lazy because you keep stealing their civilization over and over again. We lazy when we was fighting in the Chickamauga, Cherokee Indian, Seminole Wars, Creek Wars, Choctaw, Chickasaw Wars for hundreds of years since 1700. Now you saunter over here as an immigrant saying you built something. We've been the ones fighting these hijacks to get them off this land. We've been the ones fighting these hijacks to get them off this land and get our gold back. Not near what? Not one of y'all came over here and stood on the front trigger warning, I'm going crazy. Stood on the front lines for a Naga. Not one of y'all came over here as a group and stood on the front lines, man. Took these bullets, went after these crazy dogs trying to chew us up, restored these Nagas, got our gold back, told us that we the indigenous of India superior, that we are the indigenous Hebrews, that we are the seeds of Jacob, that Columbus brought a Hebrew interpreter to speak Hebrew to these Nagas right here, Ibaru. But you built something. Y'all want to applause because all y'all want to be in the melting pot together as an immigrant community. You know what? Y'all need to y'all need to really discover some land. Y'all need to really discover some land with nobody on it, with no history, and then have an immigration land, the land of immigrants. But don't come to a land that's already built up, that's been defended for hundreds of thousands of years and saying, we built it literally. We built it actually. What happened to the native Naga? What happened to Nagaville? The same Naga you stealing your music from. The same Naga you stealing your swag and your style from. What happens to us? We go in the back burner? You want us to disappear while you steal everything from us. And y'all don't know it as immigrants, but you are contributing to the colonization. You're contributing to the system. You are a pawn on their chessboard to replace and repopulate from the indigenous Americans, man. I ain't having it. We ain't having it. You ain't gonna go in there and look in the TV in the Grammys and say, immigrants build America. Man, what's America called before y'all came over here calling it the United States Corporation? What was it before the treaties of peace and friendship? And whose peace is it anyway? And whose friendship? We're talking Psalms 83, Confederacy. We ain't having it. Trigger warning.